second and what could be the final map of this quarterfinal. It's Astralis trying to get to the grand finals, and mousesports, they've got to do everything in their power to stop them.
Yeah, once again, Denmark, make some noise! Astralis over on that T side. Glaive going to be picking up the utility alongside Device. And actually, mousesports, they're not thinking twice. They're straight down through mid. And Glaive, he hears all of this. He hears absolutely everything. 3 players here. And this is a very awkward fight for either one of these teams. Glaive flashes himself out. And it is going to go left and right, ultimately back into the 4-on-4. Dupree, waiting down in his little hidey hole, now emerges and does shut down Rops. Oscar doing what he can over here towards short to hold back these Danes from this A bomb site. Actually, Astralis, they've been divided. They've been cut right down the middle. This bomb currently trapped down in the pit. The rest of the boys trying to fight to go get it. And Zipnik's alone, but this is where this man feels so comfortable.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to move and lose this bomb. That could be such a problem for Astralis, but this position is so powerful. Dupree's going to try and come and join him here from the apartments. If he can just have a second man to trade this frag, it would be very important, because right now Chris J's got that cross. Zipnik cannot get towards the bomb site without at least being spotted by mousesports, and by that point he'd be removed. So here's when Dupree and Device really come into play. Oh, but look at this backup from Oscar. He's going to get caught. Zipnik's found the kill. And just like that, Chris J is going to be alone on the A bomb site. He's got to stop this bomb from crossing. Oscar must have had no idea how he got there. And with the smoke going down, Chris J finds himself in the middle of the bomb site, in the middle of the action, 25 seconds. And Astralis is just taking their time. It gives time for this mid-rotate to come out for Sunny, but 20 seconds, they need to get to this site.
Oh, Dupree finally going to arrive on this lurk round, and now Sunny stuck between a very hard situation. He's going to get shut down. So Astralis, they managed to recover nicely. They locked themselves in the pistol, and they get off to a good start here on Inferno.
Yeah, that's why Astralis playing so slow, waiting for the wrap of Dupree. They saw Chris J cross from long inside of the site. And I like that when mousesports go very aggressively down middle, we see Astralis counteract that by just going past them. They don't necessarily try and take those gunfights and try and find the one-on-ones. They just push into A, rather. So, bypassing the opposition and taking the pistol round, it is those Danes once again. mousesports having to force up into the second. They want the full buy on the fourth, but that's going to be a while away. For now, it's just pistols and a scout. Oscar going to be on that, and Astralis are up in the apartments ready for this burst. It's just 2 players committed here. And as I say that, Oscar leaves this spot. Rops has a very good position, but this is going to get flashed off by Magis because he throws over the utility. Ducked by Rops, back in with another. He finds 2.
He's out a duck dive and weave. Oscar comes rotating round, and oh my goodness, man is going to get his head removed. Device does answer back as best he can. But Rob still sat pretty down in this pit. He has been instrumental in this round. Sunny now in with another, and Device on 7 HP in a 1v3. You do not fancy his odds. Astralis might have this round stripped away from them. It's only Device left fighting. And how much fight does he have left in him? That's the question.
The god of the previous map, but I think this one's a little bit too far-fetched. mousesports are still triple committed to this site, but as more time goes by, Chris J has to rotate off. They don't know where this bomb is, apart from the fact that it's on Device's back. He could be anywhere right now. So mousesports are still aware of the fact that he could push his apartments, and a resmoke comes in. This is fine. Device has time for this. He has 30 seconds on the clock. That's going to expire around the 18-second mark. Give him a chance to push in. And as it goes, he tries to find an angle. Stiko, just narrowly avoiding that spot. Rops in the pit, but only 1 bullet needed, and he's going to get spotted. Great round from Rops. 3 kills off the back of the Deagle, shutting down Astralis in the full buy round. And now we have a 1-1 split. The question is, do Astralis force the issue, or do they give away the eco? Of course they buy.
Yeah, they're going to take the force here and now. I mean, we heard even in that interview from James with Glaive, he mentioned the importance of setting the pace, setting the momentum on these T sides. So they are going to look to try and bring the fight here, are Astralis.
And hey, maybe that's why they picked the T side of the previous map. It was Mirage after all. It was mousesports' choice, but Astralis wanted that T side start. They want to set the pace, and so T side on Inferno, on a map they're comfortable on, this isn't necessarily a problem.
Well, into this round, you can see starting things off up the alt mid. They're going to be setting 3 players, leaving Magisk and a Device to try and pick a fight with Sunny. And Chris at Banana. That aggressive smoke does allow mousesports to exert their presence here that much more. Out through mid, Glave's made a decent bit of ground thus far. Device able to tag Chris there through the smoke. And they might just turn their attention back to Banana. Sunny does get boosted up onto the half wall. Chris J flashed off the angle. They might want to start thinking about leaving this position. mousesports, as they drop the incendiary, buys them a bit more time. Nice. Not quite able to find anything there before the smoke plumes, and now Astralis turning their attention back here towards the top of mid. They cleared it out earlier on. Steeko could get caught with a nade out. He does spot that first man, and there's dupreeh with his deagle. dupreeh, so talented with this weapon. Rops gets caught trying to cross out from the pit, and actually team flashes Oscar. That could have led to his demise, but that smoke gonna bloom just in time. Device in with another. And now Oscar sat here alone. Device not done yet. Second kill in this round. And just like that, mousesports is back in with the save. They've got to give this one up.
Such a slow rotation as well, and that's because Astralis throw that early pressure on B. They show 4 players up Banana when we have Sunny on that boosted spot. As a result, mousesports, while they don't rotate an A player off, they're not convinced it's an A commitment until they see that bomb. And by that point, it was too little, too late. Astralis found the kills, and definitely fumbling mistakes for mousesports. Maybe the pressure getting to them. Rops getting caught out of position, watching the apartments. Oscar not reacting to the flashbang that Rops through. Obviously, he doesn't know the angle, but getting blinded by his teammate is never fun. So just a couple of little details that lose mousesports around that they were favored in, and Astralis get away by the skin of their teeth. Low HP on 3 of the players there, but around is around, Harry, and they've got 2 of them. mousesports, they can't buy up here. They've got to eco. They've got to give Astralis the leeway, the 3-1. That being said, Rops has $6,000, so yes, screw it. Get that AWP in. mousesports are going to start forcing up. They've actually got a fair bit of money on 1 player, and being able to get that AWP out alongside the rifle save from Sunny, these are definitely winnable rounds for mousesports. You're setting up your 2 best players. And everyone else has pistols around that as well. So let's see if mousesports can surprise Astralis in this one. Fast Banana play. Oscar, he's going to get mollied. He needs to fall back right out of that one. Nades are good, though, from mousesports. Tagging up 2. mousesports even going for the pre-rotate as well. Oscar's moved back towards the A site after he's thrown in all his utility. Astralis still, though, committed with the bomb outside of B. This nade setup. Oh, Sunny, be careful. That's sick.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and just get wrecked. Has to give up the angle in CT now. And that is one of these rifle players. Already brought to his knees. 50 HP left on Sunny, but he's certainly not feeling too bright after that one. Astralis, now they have all the time in the world. For mousesports as well, you kind of have in the back of your head. This last year, every time you've met Astralis on Inferno, they've won. Whether it's online, on land, they've looked fantastic on this map, have the Dades. And now they're setting up this play towards B. mousesports relying on Chris J and Sunny. Sunny gets relegated off. He gets segregated by that smoke, and he's trapped on the other side of it. Does have the flash pulled and ready. Rotation in from Steeko, so there's 3 players here flashing on in. He's got to try and help out Chris J. They boost him up. Not quite able to find Device on that cross, and Chris falls almost immediately. dupreeh through that smoke is in with another, and now Steeko holding here with a D, desperately trying to deny the bomb plant, but instead he gets bought within inches of his life. Clave even going to wallbang him down. And this is the 3rd round for Astralis. They're going to be moving up 3-1. Oscar would love to hold on to this AWP, but they're already hunting him, and keep your eye on dupreeh because he is in the back line. He's already holding the library. They say knowledge is power, and this man, he's got plenty of it.
mousesports trying to play on the other side of smokes in the CT and going down to Astralis. That's not a surprise. Definitely not a position you want to try and fight versus this team. And while Rops will get away with a deagle, Harry, it is a small consolation and a big round for Astralis. That AWP, that AK, yielding nothing for mousesports. 3-1 on this T side. And now mousesports, after a couple of back and forth rounds, this has been an up and down start to the map. They've just got to take the eco. It's never fun having to concede the force by war. When it's been back and forth, eventually a team will get 2 in a row, as Astralis just did. So mousesports, they can't afford to keep buying up. They've got to go for the flat old USP round. 1 flashbang on Sunny. Try and pop them into middle. Try and take a early fight to Astralis. It's exactly what they'll do, but these teams are going to line them up. Glaive's already found himself the first. Second mid push coming in, not even needed. Glaive finds two, Device with a double. And Rops, he's on the run.
Yeah, he's heading up into the hills. And actually, Rops, there's only one man here, and that is just Match. As you can see, Device has started to rotate round as a bit of a precaution, and rightfully so. If Magis went down to the Rops just sticks the 10-second defuse, that would be unreal. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Rops could even hear this bomb ticking down, expecting that no one's going to expect Rops to be sat here, so close to this site. He will just be allowed to get away with this dig.
Yeah, leaving the bomb early is not a mistake Astralis are going to make. Magis will walk out, but Rops with no kit. Yeah, it's done. He's realized it. There's no one here. He's got to run for the hills. Taps the bomb, and that's to try and draw these players in to get kills. Does at least take down Magis, so a bit of damage there, but not the end of the world here for Astralis. They've still got that big lead coming in on this T side. Rops, he even took down Device as well after that bomb went off, so 2 kills, 3 in the round for Rops. And some guns taken away from Astralis. Let's see if that comes back to haunt them as mousesports have their full buy. We've got the AWP. Astralis yet to even wield that weapon. In fact, 2 orbs for mousesports.
Yeah, double up between Chris J and Oscar. Going to be seeing some action early on. We didn't really get to see it all too much back on Mirage. Or at least not really play into the rounds all too much, it felt like. This time they're hoping it's the answer, the savior. Xyp9x falls early on. Dupree is there to trade. They play that buddy system up in the apartments. Now that means they're into the 4-on-4, which is going to favor Astralis. That leaves the pressure on Mouse. Somewhere, something has to give. And Chris J holding this angle. Device is there. And who's the man to win this out? It is Chris, rising to the occasion, shutting down Glaive. Sunny now pushing up, trying to go in for a bit more. Device still lies in wait on the other side, and he's not the beast you want to tangle with. Oh, he gets trying to peek for the information. Doesn't quite spot Chris J. Chris J, however, does see Device. Now it falls to Magist to take up the mantle, and Chris J, shutting him down, drops the bomb. And it's only Dupree in what feels like an impossible 1v4.
Does have the time, though, and the element of surprise. mousesports, with Oscar here in the spawn, he needs to be watching. He needs to be somewhat aware of this flank, but he's too busy focused trying to check the ruins, make sure no one's crept in. You know how sneaky Astralis can be, and while Oscar's somewhat aware, he will look back at the flank. Dupree getting caught, so good timing on the peak from Oscar there. mousesports get away with plenty of players surviving. And a big 3K round from Chris, defending his team. Sunny was definitely hard to dry there a little bit, but his flashbang sets up Chris to go aggressive. And obviously the biggest detail of that round is the first kill Chris gets is he sees the bomb instantly up at the top of B. That gives enough info for mousesports, so they're ready for the full commitment. 2 to 4. Astralis trying to come back in with a reset, yet to pick up an AWP on Device. Shotgun on Rops as well. But what a position to play it.
Yeah, this mag 7 up at the apartments can be so deadly. Rops edging forward. He's very much been the man putting up numbers for Mouse in this series. And oh, spots him. Goes running the gauntlet. Xyp9x. Able to pick up the Estonian youngster early on. So now man advantage taken.
What is this rotate? mousesports are fully gambling back towards EA site. They've completely given up B. There's no information for mousesports to play off the back of this other than the fact that Xyp9x was holding second mid. But that's a likely position to play for a B setup anyway. Astralis, they're being met with a gamble from mousesports, and boy, they've gone all in.
Round sure to come easy to the Danes as they just walk in toward this B-bomb site. Stiko, he realizes the error of his ways, albeit a little too late, and Device going to go ahead and add insult to injury. mousesports, this save has been locked in for the last 30 seconds, and they just didn't know it. So Astralis going to be picking up this 5th round and keeping 5 players alive, starting to build up some of that money now over on the T side.
See, it's an understandable gamble from mousesports. You've already lost one man. You're stuck in a 4-on-5 against the best team in the world who still have plenty of utility. It does make sense, but it's just, you're risking everything, right? And you know Astralis are not one to randomly run into bomb sites. They seemed almost somewhat aware of that. Very well timed on the execute. But They're even on the hunt, Harry. They don't want mousesports to get away with these guns either. The bomb's yet to even go off. Chris J's caught in the pit. He's getting chased from 3, 4 players on short, and he doesn't even hit a single one. The Molotovs are there. And this is a fiery round from Astralis. They take another kill. They take down that secondary AWP. Oscar will keep his, but that's a nice exit from Astralis. Very minimal losses and huge gains.
And I tell you what, losing Chris J is a real double-edged sword, because on top of that, you know, he had enough money to drop a rifle over. You could have had a pretty decent buy here. Instead, it looks a lot more cobbled together. They will still have 3 rifles in play. Astralis going to try and pick up the pace, start the fight early on over here for control of this banana position. Glaive and Device spearheading that charge, leading the offensive. 3 players here on the other side of that smoke for mousesports. Right now, just an exchange of utility. Both teams actually go ahead and give up banana, and it's Astralis to get their foot in the door first. They start to creep up. Chris J, he's looking keen on going back. Ooh, yeah, no, he decides against that. He's going to go ahead and leave. Glaive pushing up, does spot the man on Fountain. And the rest of Astralis now behind their leader, all rally into the cause. They're trying to take control of B, and Sunny, while he's good for 1, Glaive trades it back. They line up for Chris J. But Glaive providing for the Astralis family. mousesports, everyone's so far away, so far removed from this B bomb site. This is already screaming a save once again.
This is why Inferno can be so hard to play on that CT side. If you're just getting erect on the first couple of initial trades and not actually getting any kills in the defense, your teammates are not going to be able to retake. On a full B execute, say there are 4 players of Astralis pushing, mousesports need 2 or 3 kills. Otherwise, it's a near undoable situation. And that's going to be the resounding factor of this half for them. Another round to Astralis, another save for mousesports. No real hunt this time from the T side, apart from Zipnix, who's lurking around the apartments once again. Doesn't want to come into close range with the shotgun, though. Luckily enough, mousesports will be getting away with a couple of guns, though. A chance to bounce back in the future. But this is 2 rounds in a row for Astralis. That loss bonus yet to really max out for mousesports, and they're even going to call in a tactical pause. Nice and early on.
Yeah, we saw them pretty reluctant to use them back on Mirage here. They're under the pressure, right? They've gone a map down. They've lost their map pick. You're on a map that historically, versus Astralis in particular, you're not all that great at. It is one that they struggle on. So they're going to be calling this pause in early on, a chance now to talk things over. Coach LMBT behind them going to be trying to offer his insight. Astralis are in that driving seat, though, make no mistake about that. They've got so much money already building up over on this T-side. mousesports, their economy's been run dry, it's been bled out, and these saves aren't helping. They might even be tempted to try and cobble something up behind this one. You can have drops come through. You imagine that's what this tactical pause is all about, deciding how to invest here. I mean, Glaive, in that round, able to just find everything. He's looking good.
Sleeping with the fishes.
But we can see the buy. Sunny, he's invested a bit. They're going to go for the eco for the most part, just keeping those rifles that they saved up, not investing too heavily behind them. They still have a good chance of maybe doing something in this round. But we're going to need to see a big step up, in particular from Oscar and Rops, the 2 players that have those rifles. Oscar, fantastic performance throughout this event on that AWP. So he does have it. Oh no! Chris J, what can you even do against that?
Great damage from mousesports with the utility, but Astralis, they find that first kill, and that's even more important. Just the sheer numbers advantage is going to make mousesports rally back towards his B bomb site again, go for another ludicrous stack, but it's versus Astralis, Harry. It's no easy feat. Look at these guys. They've already rallied back towards A. mousesports try and make up for their loss of Chris J by putting the AWP in position, but now it's just going to be the other rifle. Rops on his lonesome. Astralis still with 1 man up top B, and he's defending it. Magisk catching Seiko going aggressive. Now, he doesn't know Sunny has crossed towards the sandbag, so that's something to remain aware of, but no Molotovs to get him out of this position. Magisk is going to move on forward, creep into this site. Sunny does take him down, and it's information here for mousesports, but with 30 seconds left, Rops has finally realized they are hitting that A site.
And the Estonian youngster, he's got a lot to do, does Rops. He's going to get tested here. 25 seconds on that clock. Rotations coming in. And Rops does manage the first, traded out by Xyp9x. Oscar answering back, and Sunny, he's dropped that bomb. 15 seconds, and it's Xyp9x in an impossible clutch, but name a more iconic duo than this. Tapping down the bomb. Oscar not peeking into it. Balls of steel on Xyp9x, but Oscar's there, and he does shut him down. mousesports able to salvage a third round here. Really, they have no business picking up.
What a nutty plant from Xyp9x. He knew exactly where Oscar was, but was playing the mind game that he would not peek into what could be a fake plant with 10 seconds left. Not going to win in the clutch, unfortunately. That reload had to come in, but it's still the money from Astralis off the back of the bomb plant. Massive round from Oscar being able to rotate in. And all of that is off the back of, while mousesports had misstacked that B bomb site, that flashbang up banana from Oscar that allowed Sunny and Stico to push into position, gain them the info and the guns to rotate back. They killed Magisk, the only man defending B, and then pushed down banana. Sunny even catches a couple from the apartments falling out into the A site. So good relocation from mousesports considering the fact that they were down. It will win them another round. 3 here to the CT side. Double orb back in play. Astralis, they don't care about these T-side orbs. Device has not yielded it once.
No, I mean, he's been having great success on the rifle. And, oh, once again, damage onto Chris. This time, Magisk is the one to go aggressive. I think Device actually getting tagged either from an 8 or in through the wall, because he's brought down at 23 HP almost immediately in this run. Astralis, first time in a long time, they haven't found themselves such an early man advantage. Instead, they're gonna just have to try and play this default early. mousesports aren't giving anything up just yet. They turn their attention up here toward the top of mid, slowly but surely. Pushing on up. Oscar gonna leave the angle, and Astralis, they've got their little foothold here in the top of middle. Not under the pressure to do anything just yet. They still have plenty of time, plenty of utility and the firepower to make this one work.
As we hit the 45-second mark, Astralis start to smoke off that long position. Now that's going to force the AWP back. Oscar, he's got to either commit to the A site or try and watch a CT wrap, because Astralis could go for a B split here. That's one of the options available. But with Xyp9x deep in the apartments and Device starting to fall back on B, it is looking like that A crunch. 30 seconds left. Stico up on top. And now the push begins to come up through short. Rops is going to be pressured. The Molotov forcing him into the angle, and Glaive just takes a quick headshot. Stico, he's yet to get a kill in this game. It's got to happen now, and he's done exactly that, dropping the first man out of the balcony. But the triple peak from Astralis, unbeatable. 10 seconds as that bomb gets planted. Do mousesports even go for this?
I mean, that's the big question now, right? They're in this 3-on-4 versus a team that don't often throw these away. And yeah, Mouse, they're just going to start to back away. They're going to look to try and save, but that does mean Astralis, they're going to be moving on to round number 7. They're not content with that, though. They're already hunting down these saving players. And Device is the point man for it. Just slipping by Sunny for the time being. This save is a big one, by the way. Holding onto these rifles right now for Mouse. If they do manage to keep all 3 up, then a buy is no problem in the next round. Sunny finding that does mean that he's rang that dinner bell, and you can see Astralis, they're hungry for him.
Won't be finding him, though. The reason Device is actually moving out anyway was just to get away from the bomb trajectory so he doesn't go down to it. A hunt would have been nice from Astralis, since that is a reset, so mousesports' money is going to be going out the window, but because they saved 3 guns, the buy will be here. Again, 2 AWPs, but will this be the recipe for success for mousesports? Because right now it looks like, well, they have got 3 rounds, not really much is working. Astralis are doing a great job on this T side, as we expect. Some really nice fakes, some really nice rotates from Astralis to catch mousesports out, but you can't catch them out when they're already pushing down mid. Look at this, Stico has gone all the way in, but the flashbang's only so good, and Xyp9x will shoot right through it. Sunny does get a single trade, but Rops has already been pressured back, and Sunny, he's got to step up. Double peak from Astralis again. And with Sunny dropped, a man down for mousesports, and a bomb site opened up as Oscar gambles.
Yeah, they did just hear Rops firing down through mid, so they know that one man is here at the very least. Will they be ready for Oscar? Issue you're going to face with so much time left on the side of Astralis. They don't have to commit to this. It is a bit of a guessing game. Rops tagging up Dupree in the apartments, and so he will just elect to back on off. Oscar mustn't get caught out here, and indeed he doesn't. Back into the 2-on-2. As Oscar and Rops manage to equalize this situation. Glaive's gone on this recon, this scouting mission in towards the B bomb site. He's called that it's clear, and that's the rotation of the bomb coming round. But Robs and Oscar, they're one step ahead. They've started to peel over. Will Oscar be ready for this? Will Oscar be ready? Indeed he will. And now Glaive found it's all onto Dupree on 20 HP. 40 seconds left on that clock, and edging his way toward this B bomb site. Flash goes over and Oscar just holding the cross. Now that smoke does block him off. Dupree will be granted safe passage and can now maybe look to get this bomb down. Starts to punch in the numbers. Oscar just goes running through and he does manage to pick it up. The hat trick for Oscar, 2 for Sunny, single-handedly locking in that 4th round for Mouse.
What a play from Oscar. Even that smoke push is ballsy, considering the fact that that didn't need to be a stick and Rops hasn't even fully rotated towards a bomb site. If it came in with a flashbang, maybe more justifiable, but Oscar trying to catch out Astralis, and he does a great job of doing so. That rotate off of A was really, really well timed as well. Comes to join Rops. They both get a, well, Rops gets a lot of damage to Dupree. Oscar gets a pick, rotates back towards B. And mousesports, they will win that round. Coming back off of being reset and bouncing back to break Astralis' money, or at least try to. But very, very difficult when they've still got cash in the coffers. 7 rounds still for Astralis, 4 for mousesports. A tactical pause here for the Danes. Knowing that they can bounce back here, get an 8th, and crush mousesports' money before it builds.
And I mean, this is a time for Zonic. A 6th man to try and calm the team down, try and get them pumped up, make sure everyone's on the same page. They've got a 7th man though, and it's this crowd getting rallied behind them, getting hyped. And let's see if that tactical pause now is going to provide the solution for Astralis. This was fantastic from Oscar. That was a no-scope as well, my goodness. But as you've highlighted, yes, this could cause some problems for Mouse. That reset looming for either team at this point in time. In this round, you pick it up, effectively becomes a 2 for 1, unless you're able to save here and there. Sunny's tried going down mid. That's because he has Oscar here to help him out. Keeping an eye on this peak. Device able to trade that. Does go back for more, and that's going to be Oscar missing his shot. So there was a chance for mousesports to find the man advantage. But now we see it all even.
Device very lucky that Oscar didn't get that follow-up kill as well. He was extremely ready for that position to be peaked, but just a near miss. Maybe Chris J in a similar situation. Flashbang's good. He's going to have to fall back. Won't get punished for that. Molotov was still down, so the smoke coming off the back of the flames is hard to see through. mousesports flashing Chris back in. They really are desperate for this pick. They really do want another man advantage to their favor. They know if Astralis execute B on a 4-on-2 like this, then the hopes for Rops and Oscar to really get anything done on the retake are very, very minimal. So Astralis setting up full execute here. 2 players on the defense. We need a hero here for mousesports.
We most certainly do. Stiko and Chris J have to try and get the job done as Astralis begin this execution. The Molotovs, the smokes raining in, and there's Device to open things up. Stiko down in CT, can't find anything through that smoke. And as these rotations are coming in, are we even going to see mousesports go for this? You can see that Rops, he's not even bothered to start to leave that A bomb site yet. And yes, Mouse, they are saving Astralis. An 8th locked in, and it's all on the back of Device once more.
Yeah, the first round we see him on that AWP as well, now going to be picked up. Great round from him. And Astralis, they did get the reset just a couple of rounds prior, but now they've done it again, keeping mousesports to stop building up money on the CT side. Luckily enough, 3 saves will mean these buys keep going. Just so back and forth is this game. Despite Astralis having a pretty hefty lead, mousesports are not letting them get these long streaks of rounds. So this hasn't gotten out of hand yet for mousesports, but it has been a damn good half for Astralis. Still salvageable though, but Stiko on 1 kill, Chris J on 3. We're going to need them to join the party if mousesports are to have a real shot of winning this.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, then you look at it as well, Stiko and Chris J, that's been, kind of the duo that they've been playing over toward this B bomb site, right? You think about a lot of these rounds, Astralis, they've been so proficient at taking this exact portion of this map. Now we see Sunny there alongside Chris J. That's more what we're used to seeing. Device down mid. Doesn't spot anything just yet, but Dupree clearing out the apartments. Could find a timing here onto Oscar. You have a man up on that boost in the form of Stico to keep an eye on this play exactly. Now that fourth man even rotating around for Mouse. It's going to be a four-man stack for them in this A-bomb site. Chris J anchoring B alone. They had to play very reactively, and Dupree so close to finding the timing. If he'd gone there, Stico would have got caught with an 8 out. mousesports leaving top mid as Astralis grab control of this portion of the map early on. They're going to try and play back for it. They flash in. Good flashbang, but Dupree managing one, Sunny in with another as he picks up a quick double. Does keep mousesports in the advantage in this round. Astralis, first time in a while, they've really had to try and play this now a man down. The question becomes, what's the play for the Danes? Where do they end up? What decisions do they make? It looks like they're going to continue keeping the attention of mousesports over here at A for the time being. And they might try and go toe-to-toe with Oscar over here at long.
Yeah, there's smoke behind him, though. He's got to make a decision. Does he stick? Does he go? Does he let them wrap CT as an option? 20 seconds left. Whatever Astralis are doing, they need to do it fast. They need to do it now, but Robs has dropped the bomb. That's throwing a spanner in the works. Oscar's here as well, but the wrap through the smoke needs to come through for Glaive. He needs to make this push. Oscar's watching it, and no entry to this A site for Astralis. That 3-on-4 getting crushed by mousesports. And what a reactive CT side this has been from mousesports. While they've been perfectly okay with giving up parts of the map, like mid, like top banana, it seems like every time mousesports give Astralis a bit of map control, they try and retake it. They flash their way back in, they get the information or the trades, and in that situation, it works wonderfully. Sunny gets a 2 for 1, and mousesports keep that man advantage going forward. They take the round after all, 5-8. Device now buying up this AWP as well. Actually, sorry, dropped over from the previous round on that last saving player, Astralis. All guns into this one. Round number 14 of the half. If mousesports win this, they can get that 8-7. They'll break Astralis' money here and now.
Well, Astralis know what's at stake. They know this is a very important round for them to maintain this good T side, and it's aggression towards Oscar. First shot lands. Now, we've seen so much damage done in this position before from Orpers in the past. There's Dupree and Device answering back in a big way, turning this round on its head. Now, do be sure to keep your eye on Sunny, who's gone all the way down through Banana. He's got all this information, but Astralis, they're in the A-bomb site through that smoke. Device even going as far to shut down Stico. Leaves Oscar and Sunny in the hot seat. Glaive even flanking down through mid. Well, missed his timing onto Sunny. mousesports creeping forward. Astralis, that bomb's been ticking down for a while, so they're feeling good about this one. Sunny now rounding the corner, and he does spot the man in pit. Oscar chiming in with one. Device, there's the man found. And Oscar, he's got to back away and save. They managed to lock it in. A 9th round picked up here for the Danes as they send mousesports packing.
And while mousesports had the right read into that round, that A execute off the bat, the fast mid-rotate was a bit too fast for mousesports. Got very keen on that. Chris J gets caught, and while Sunny gets into position flanking behind Glaive, he's not able to find much for it. So mousesports just a little bit too fast, although they had the information to play with it. Is a 9th round for Astralis, looking to make this a 10-5 half. mousesports, double AWP still kept intact, but they are limited in other ways. Astralis' chance to find that 10th round. It's a fast banana play for Glaive. He's gone up behind the Molotov as well. Chris J trying to line up a wallbang, but it's already Glaive finding the entry. He's running through these mollies. He's going straight into the B-bomb site. mousesports, they might not be ready for this pace. Chris J still here with the AWP, and Glaive's found the shot. One more man giving away his position with a utility, and that's all the information Glaive needs to find this 3rd kill. Oscar's doing his best, dropping that bomb back in middle, but Device has found the entry. The B site is theirs.
One issue is, as you say, Oscar, he found this frag down in mid, and that was the bomb drop. They have to go back for it now. They have to try and take this challenge versus the top performer for Mouse. Flashed back, Dupree picking it up, and now only Rops remaining. trying to catch the timing here as he lurks on round, but he has missed it. Picking up the AWP. Rob's not usually an AWPer. Spots the peak there from a device. Nade goes out, and look at Astralis. All three players grouping up, trying to take this fight on the Rops. There should be absolutely no way he survives this, and he does not. Astralis 10-5 on their T side here on Inferno. They're already sitting 1-0 up in this series, and they're still looking dominant here. Trying to lock in that spot in the grand finals tomorrow.
And that's the scariest part, Harry. 10 rounds on their T side. The CT side of Astralis is incredible on this map. mousesports, they've got to have some serious executes up their sleeve if they want to bring this back.
Credit where credit is due, though, the way of this mousesports squad. You do have three players stepping up. Rops, Oscar, and Sunny, the three that we've somewhat grown to expect having a good showing here. It's been a bit of a lackluster time for Stico and also for Chris J. And normally, you look at someone like Chris on this map, his ability to don that AWP over towards the B bomb site is what makes this mousesports CT side so good. Moving into the T side now, that double AWP potential goes right out the window. So they're going to have a very tough time of things because the AWP in the form of device on the side of Astralis is popping off. And he hasn't even had that AWP yet. He's bringing it out now for the CT side. And I mean, I'm not sure how mousesports are going to counteract that.
I think one of the biggest factors of this lead is the fact that Magisk is 1-9. Now, obviously, the scoreboard and the stats don't say everything, but he's got 1 kill and Astralis are 10-5 up. Now, he does have the highest utility damage over for his team at 191, but that's still crazy to think that Astralis are, not playing 4-on-5, but don't even have 5 incredible frags, and they're still dominating mousesports here. Let's see if they can do the full go the full distance. Dupree getting the info that mousesports are set up on the bridge. Oscar pressuring B in the meantime, but it's only a bait setup. You can see Glaive trying to draw Oscar in to try and take the fight to Device. And if he does, Glaive can move in. In fact, Glaive not fearful at all of taking this engagement. He should be. It's Oscar on the other side. Device still here. Oscar not going to be baited in, but he's got his back turned, and that's when Device creeps on in. There's the kill. What a trade from Astralis. As now mousesports, they want to burst this A site.
Oh, there's Dupree from the graveyard. He's looking to put some bodies in this graveyard, is Dupree. Magisk up on the balcony, bit of a whip there on a Chris J. Does give mousesports a bit of room to work with because that's the bomb that's crossed into this bomb site. The issue is Dupree is still here. How haven't they dealt with him yet? Now Magisk on this rotation round. Sunny's going to fall, and Stico, the only man left standing. Device in the back, and Astralis finding themselves another pistol round here.
You can see Glaive getting so hyped up no matter what round Astralis win. He knows the importance of this. And how do you pull this back of your mousesports? 11-5, the pistol round going the way of Astralis in the second half. The map pick of the best team in the world on home soil with 10,000 Danish fans. This is a nightmare for mousesports, and Astralis, they've brought their dream catchers. Force buy up in the second round here for the T side. Deagles, armor, utility. But it's Astralis on the rifles that's going to be the real problem here.
Yeah, that decision of force here is a scary one for Mouse. I mean, if they lose this, 12-5 will be the scoreline, and then they have to eco one before they can get another. At that point, you've let the Danes get very, very comfortable. And we know that if you let Astralis feel confident, feel comfort, they will take that in their stride. Let's see, though. mousesports, they've shown up with these force buys before. Chris J has had a very quiet first half, turning his attention towards Banana in this round, and that's where Glaive resides. Spraying through, lots of damage already done, and he hasn't even had to take a direct peek down through the Banana just yet. Instead, just wallbanging that plywood. More damage dished out from Glaive, my goodness. He's already brought 2 players down, around about 10 HP.
And the reason that's so good to do on an anti-eco is because his gun just has so much more wall penetration than any of the weapons mousesports have. Yes, they have the Deagles, but Glaive is taking a little risk from the P250 of Chris J. That was the man fighting him. And look at how Chris J ended up. You should see the other guy. 10 HP. As mousesports crawl back towards this A-bomb site. 3 players here for Astralis. Device honed in on the angle with the Org as well. And mousesports, they're about to meet their maker.
Device, they walk out. There's the first man. And you bet that slowed down this offensive. Oh, Oscar is in with a nice trade. He does manage to dispatch of Device with his deadly D over towards a short position, but Astralis, they've already started rotating players around. There's Dupree to mop up Oscar. This push coming in, a Magist from down within the pit. Dishing out damage left and right. And that'll be a 12th round locked in. Astralis, 4 players staying alive. mousesports is back to the drawing board. They've got no money, which means the odds are Astralis find themselves another one here. And then if you're Mouse, you're looking at a very, very long and uncomfortable road to the comeback.
Yeah, even thinking about that previous map where mousesports brought back from a similar situation, although not as dire, even though they were more comfortable on that map and they made the game at least somewhat close, it was still Astralis in control. It felt like that entire time. And now this time, Harry, a 13-5, very likely. That is one hell of a task for mousesports. And Device handing out haircuts down middle. 2 kills for him. Rops can kill his teammate all he wants, but good luck getting past Device. Oscar.
That's that bomb drop now. Yeah, they're looking to try and recover this. Oscar naded down. Good night, sweet prince. And now just Chris J remains. You mentioned Device handing out haircuts. He really is Sweetie Todd, the demon barber, isn't he? Down middle, and now just Chris J remaining. Just looking to do damage at this point. He don't have the most belief that he's able to pick this round up, and he will get spotted. That's the 13th. Astralis, 13-5. Keeping the dream alive of a 2-0 here to lock in that grand final spot. mousesports, things get dire now. A bye is on the horizon at the very least. Oscar's going to have that AWP, and he is the top performer on this team. Second highest performer in the server. You do feel bad for him because he has looked great throughout every series thus far, has Oscar.
Yeah, in fact of the matter is the fact that he has only 9 deaths, the same as the least players on Astralis, just shows the fact that he's had to save so many of these CT rounds. Oscar's on 18 kills, and we've not even seen him attempt every victory. So maybe this could be his chance to shine. But Device on the other side, the flash is there. Will it blind him? No! Device finds them both. And mousesports, their tail caught in a trap. And that trap laid by Astralis is 13-5 with a double man advantage. What have mousesports got for us here?
We need to see something absolutely unreal. Stiko, at least, is going to go ahead and deal with Glaive over here at the arch side. Astralis feeling very confident, though. They rotate everyone away from B. They have this bomb down, and it's in the clutches of Device. Not an easy man to deal with, as he's already shown in this round. And Device just locking it down at this angle. Dupree doesn't know that Stiko's on the left, but still able to pick it up. And now Oscar and Rops, all that remain. Device continuing this form down in mid. The hat trick for him, and he's only fired 2 bullets. Ooh, Rops brought down to 7 HP. He goes back, does at least get rid of Device. You imagine his luck's run dry, and indeed it has. Device and Dupree, 5 kills between them. A 14th round for Astralis.
Luck for mousesports is gone when Astralis are showcasing this much skill. This isn't even looking difficult, and the fact that Device starts off the most crucial round for mousesports this map with that's got to hurt. 3 kills, even the tag to Rops through the wall. Oscar's gone for a Nova up against elimination on the T side. I've got to say, it's not looking good for mousesports. They've got nothing to play with, 2 AKs. Fast play up the top of B. That Molotov has cut off Astralis, but they'll do the same thing back. Nate's going right down. Zipnik spraying away, and Chris J has no teammate to trade. It's a 1-0 for Astralis. But the Nate's still raining in, the pressure still ramping up. mousesports can't catch a break.
mousesports, they've been just denied all entry to this B bomb site. You saw what they tried to do there. They tried to play aggressively, very, very fast up through Banana. Those nades rained in, and that was the initial barrage that held back Mowers. They're going to go back the second time around, and Zipex boosted device. Rotating around, going to take up positions on this coffin with the AWP. mousesports setting up for the B bomb site play. They have 3 smokes. You can go ahead and smoke off the coffins, smoke off CT. Sunny clearing the top of Banana. Bearing in mind for Astralis, it's map and series point on the line. mousesports lining up these smokes and flashes now. This play about to come through. Device is here. The rotation from Glaive is already arriving. The smokes are down. Zivnik's up on the boost, has to hop off. And now this B bomb site does fall as Oscar manages one through the smoke. Ooh, Device holding close. Deletes the first man. Glaive's in with another. And now only Rops and Stiko left. They've got no time to get in a post plant. They've just got to sit where they stand. And now rotations here. Astralis, all 4 players knocking on the door of Mouse. That flash is the thing to open it up. And Magisk and Glaive, they shut down everyone. Astralis, map and series point. Now just 5 frags is all that separates them from locking in their spot in the grand finals in front of this Danish crowd.
And eliminating mousesports while they do it, who are 10 rounds behind. A huge comeback needed, but Harry, we've got to take it round by now, because right now Astralis are looking ready to send them home. AWP for Oscar. Will he be the saving grace? Because Device right now is looking as clinical as that previous map. Top of the board for his team. 26 kills. As you said, 5 needed. Device has gone down Banana. He wants to bring the pace. mousesports, no one here. They'll charge those apartments. Robson, Stiko already moving in, but Dupree cuts him off with a smoke. That'll make them double back, reconsider. Astralis already heavy stack on this A site. Only Device needed on that B site, and I don't really blame them for this kind of setup. Device is dead. Oscar's found that pick. Now they're going to have to rotate right back, because mousesports, they could easily charge this empty B bomb site. Astralis do not want to let that happen. And while Banana control has been taken and the point man has been picked off, Astralis, they're going to move back in.
And this is what they have been very, very good at, Astralis. They lose that first man. They go into that 4-on-5. They had no one inside of B, but they rotate back, and they're very, very keen on taking back control here of the top of Banana. Now posting up Zipex to take up the mantle of Device, try and lock down this portion of the map on his own, try and be that anchor. Rotation from Glaive comes in, and mousesports still very heavy presence here. Rop starts to rotate away. Chris J joins him. Smokes rain in toward this B bomb site, but it's a fake. Sunny here alone, trying to sell it. How much attention is he going to get? None. Glaive shuts him up. And now 4-on-4 maintained. Dupree locking down short, and there's only 20 seconds left. mousesports have to pick up the time, and they can't get the boost. Stiko's in with the trade. And now only Magisk remains inside of this A bomb site, but Glaive is here to help bail him out. 8 seconds on the clock. mousesports, you have to get the bomb plant, and they can't even get into the site. Magisk